New Zealand, like you've never seen it before. Mountains that touch the sky, glaciers you can walk on, beaches that stretch forever, and wildlife up close like nowhere else. I spent 3 months exploring every corner of this incredible country. From surfing on ice in a glacier lake to cheeky Kias stealing the show at Arthur's Pass. This isn't a countdown, it's my top 10 favorite places in New Zealand, plus some hidden gems that will blow your mind. Let's jump right in. We'll start on the South Island. Abel Tasman National Park was one of the most beautiful surprises of the South Island. Golden beaches, crystal clear water, and hikes that lead you straight into paradise. In the wider Golden Bay area, we explored hidden gems like Raviti Cave, Labyrinth Rocks, and even the stunning Te Waikato Poo Springs, some of the clearest water I've ever seen. This part of New Zealand feels more relaxed, almost like time slows down, and it's a perfect place to start a road trip. Arthur's Pass feels truly wild. Steep mountains, rushing waterfalls, and endless hiking trails. But the real stars here are the Keas.
I know you!
These Alpine parrots are cheeky, curious, and incredibly smart. I could have spent hours just watching them play around, pulling at backpacks and trying to steal snacks. Seeing Keas in the wild alone makes the journey worth it.
There's nothing to eat.
But add in Avalanche Peak and the Devil's Punch Bowl waterfall, and Arthur's Pass becomes unforgettable.
Egypt? Oh! Ow! That's my arm.
Lake Tekapo is one of those postcard perfect places. The Turquoise lake looks unreal, especially when the lupins are blooming along the shoreline. It's the kind of spot where you just want to sit down and take it all in. We also did the Peninsula Walk, which gives you quieter views away from the crowds. Tekapo might not take long to explore, but it leaves a lasting impression. Standing beneath Aoraki or Mount Cook is one of the most powerful moments I had in New Zealand. We hiked the famous Hooker Valley Trek with swinging bridges and glaciers right in front of us, and also made it up to Miller Hut, one of the best overnight hikes in the country. This is New Zealand at its most dramatic. Wanaka is known for one of the most famous hikes in New Zealand, Roy's Peak. It's a tough climb, but standing on the ridgeline with the lake stretching below is absolutely worth the effort. Wanaka also has hidden gems like Diamond Lake, and of course the world famous Wanaka tree. I'll be honest, the tree is a bit of a joke compared to the hikes, but it's still fun to check out. Wanaka has that perfect balance of adventure and small town charm. Milford Sound was one of those places that felt almost unreal. Towering cliffs, endless waterfalls, and fjords that look straight out of a fantasy film. took a cruise through the sound, hiked through the Saddle for insane views, explored Tutoko Valley, and even made it to Lake Marianne and K Summit. Every corner of Fiordland felt cinematic. If I had to choose one highland of New Zealand, this might be it. Now let's cross over to the North Island. Just like in the south, these aren't in order from 1 to 10. Every spot is special in its own. The Tongariro Alpine crossing is one of the greatest hikes in the world. A full day of walking through a raw volcanic landscape. Steaming craters, red rocks, and those incredible emerald lakes. It's demanding, but the feeling of standing there, surrounded by such otherworldly beauty, is something you'll never forget. Mount Taranaki is one of the most striking volcanoes on Earth, perfectly shaped, rising sharply from the plains. It looks like it's been painted into the landscape. Climbing to the summit is tough, but unforgettable. And even if you just hike the Aoraki circuit, you find those famous mirror-like reflections of the mountain that feel almost surreal. Rotorua is where the earth feels alive. Glaciers erupt, mud flutes bubble, and the smell of sulfur lingers in the air. At Tapu, you'll see the famous champagne pool with its bright orange and neon green edges. A colorful reminder that New Zealand sits on powerful geothermal forces. And of course Hobbiton. Even if you're not the biggest fan of Lord of the Rings, this place is pure magic. Walking between the little round doors, the gardens, and of course having a drink at the Green Dragon Inn. It's like stepping right into Middle Earth. Of course, New Zealand has way more to offer than just my top 10. Here are some hidden gems that didn't make the main list, but are absolutely worth visiting. And there's so much more to explore. On the west coast, the glaciers are incredible. Even if you don't hike all the way up, the Roberts Point trek gives amazing views. And Lake Matheson, when the wind is calm and the sun is out, reflects Aoraki like a perfect mirror. Truly stunning. Down in the far south, the Caitlin's and Southland coastlines are wild and untamed. From Slope Point, New Zealand's southernmost tip, to Waterfalls, Curio Bay and the Rock Coast, it's adventure at every turn. The Otago coast has its own charm, the world's steepest street art and quirky architecture. And nearby, the Aoraki boulders are a surreal sight that's worth the stop. Oamaru is a little off the usual path, but if you like quirky art and history, the Steampunk HQ is an unforgettable experience. One of my favorite wildlife moments was watching the little blue penguins in Timaru return to shore. Seeing them in their natural habitat is magical. A true Kiwi experience. Kaikōura is famous for marine life, and the seal colony is absolutely fascinating. Watching them interact right on the rocks is mesmerizing. And don't forget Hamilton Gardens, a peaceful artistic escape with themed gardens from cultures around the world. A beautiful spot for a slower moment in your trip. And that's a glimpse of my favorite places in New Zealand, from epic mountains and glaciers to wildlife encounters and hidden gems along the coast. If you want to see more, subscribe and hit the like to follow along. I'll be sharing a full road trip adventure soon, with a series of videos in sections. Each video will dive deeper into the hikes, the wildlife, and the incredible landscapes we explored over 3 months. New Zealand has so much to offer, and I can't wait to show you even more of it. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through New Zealand. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my favorite places, and maybe even found a few hidden gems to add to your own bucket list. If you haven't been yet, I hope New Zealand is now at the very top of your travel list. It's truly a country like no other. Until next time, safe travels and keep exploring!